Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Dead Drop, and today I'm going to be talking about the PlayStation conference that occurred earlier this afternoon. It actually happened, I think, around noon on the west coast of the United States, around 3 p.m. on the East Coast. So if you guys didn't check it out, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what was announced there. So PlayStation Slim, it's releasing next Thursday. Today's the 7th, so it's releasing on the 15th of September. It's going to cost you $299 if you're interested in that. There you go. The PlayStation 4 Pro, which was the big announcement that everybody was looking forward to, everybody was watching this event for, is going to be released on November the 10th, and the price point for that is going to be $399. Now, the PlayStation 4 Pro is going to boast 4K gaming with HDR, an upgraded GPU, an increased clock rate, and a 1 terabyte hard drive. And I'm pretty sure that you're going to be able to swap out that terabyte hard drive for when it gets filled up with all the other games that you probably own on PlayStation already. So that's pretty good news. We see that Sony is actually taking the initiative to push their console forward, albeit it's marginally better. They specifically stated this is not going to replace the current model PS4. This is simply being made to sit aside and complement the current PS4. This is more targeted towards the hardcore gamer who wants a better visual experience when it comes to their, when it comes to playing video games. Now, I don't understand why you wouldn't just buy a PC if you're one of those people. If you care about things like frame rate and resolution and refresh rates and HDR and all this other stuff, just buy a PC. Just go to PC, please, because you're going to save yourself so much hassle. You're going to save yourself from being at the mercy of Microsoft and being at the mercy of Sony. And at the end of the day, you can, I don't want this GPU anymore. Guess what? I'll just go swap it out. Oh, I want a better processor. I can swap it out. I want more RAM. I can swap it out. I want 4 hard drives. Swap them out. I want an SSD. Let me go buy that. You know what I mean? Like, why should you be at the mercy of Sony or Microsoft when it comes to your gaming experience? But that's a discussion for another video. That's a discussion for another day. That's like a rant, and I don't want to go down that path. Very quickly, I want to talk about what my opinion of this console is, what I think about it, what my impressions were. Am I going to be getting one? Is it even targeting me? And, let's start on that point. Is it even targeting me? Again, I own a PlayStation 4, and I own a PC. My PC is stronger than the PlayStation 4 Pro. So, no, it's not targeting me. I don't care about PlayStation 4 Pro. I'm probably not going to get it. If they do some kind of trade incentive where I traded my old PS4 for the new PS4 Pro, then okay, I'll do it. If they give me like $200, maybe I'll consider it. But as it stands right now, I'm not going to go to Best Buy or whatever other store to spend $400 on a console that, again, is only marginally better than the current console that I have now. All of the stuff that is going to be coming with the PlayStation 4, so the 4K gaming, the HDR, all of that stuff. The first game that's going to be taking advantage of it, if I'm not mistaken, is Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and the Call of Duty 4 Remaster, which, if I'm not mistaken, released a week before. So if you guys are going to be picking that up, there you go. You already have something to take advantage of that, so you can see the effects of it firsthand as soon as you pick up the console. So that's nice. But, ultimately, this doesn't cater to me. I left at the end of the conference. I was left kind of not disappointed because I wasn't expecting much, but I was definitely not sold on this idea. I was not like jumping in my seat like, oh, I want it now. I gotta go get it now. It was just kind of like, okay, well, this is their vision for what they want the PlayStation 4 to do. It feels like the PlayStation 4 was initially rushed, and maybe this is what they originally planned the PlayStation 4 to be capable of doing, and now they're releasing that. But, that's speculation. We'll probably never know that. And honestly, if Xbox is serious about what they've said with Project Scorpio, that Project Scorpio is going to dumpster this PlayStation 4 Pro. And specifically the reason why is because PlayStation, during this conference, they did not specify, not even once, they did not specify anything about the hardware for this console. They didn't compare it to, graphics cards that are on the market or processors that are on the market. They just said it's going to have an upgraded GPU and a faster. What does that mean? Those are not specifications. We have no way to judge how much faster is it than the current PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? How much better is the GPU? We don't know because they didn't say anything about that during the conference. So if you're going to come out and you want me to go out and buy a new iteration of the same console that's supposed to be quote unquote better or stronger or faster, it sounds like a goddamn Kanye West song now. You got to give me some specifications, man. You got to give me a reason to go out and buy it, right? And they showed gameplay of games running on the PlayStation 4 Neo, Jesus Christ, that name is never going to go away. PlayStation 4 Pro, excuse me. They're going to be showing, or they showed gameplay of games that were running on that, and the frame drops were just out of control, man. They showed something from Uncharted 4, looked like shit. There were frame drops just going crazy. They showed Horizon Zero Dawn. It wasn't as bad, but there were definitely some frame drops there. They showed the trailer for Spider-Man that they showed at E3, which is whatever. It didn't look that bad. They showed Days Gone. There were some frame drops there. And I don't know if that's the stream, right? Because I believe that it was being streamed in 4K resolution if you had the ability to watch it at that resolution. I'm not 100% sure, though. So it might have been the stream that was lagging. It might have been the games are not optimized to run at 4K yet, and they need a patch. It might be that the console is not powerful enough. So there's a multitude of different things that could be going on there. But honestly, for a first showing, for first impression, it was not good. So personally, I'm not on board with the PlayStation 4 Pro as it stands right now. If, like I said, if they do a trade incentive, then maybe. But as it stands right now, I don't really see a reason to go out and pick it up. If you guys only care about HDR, if you don't own a 4K TV, like I would think the majority of the world doesn't own a 4K TV, if you don't have a 4K capable TV and you only care about HDR, every PlayStation 4 that's been released since launch is going to be getting a firmware upgrade, which basically means that the PS4 that you have sitting on your desk, so like this one right here that I have, that one will be able to play games with HDR enabled, provided that I have that function on my monitor or my television, which I don't because I don't care about that stuff. And very quickly, lastly, I wanted to touch on what the implications of this what I like to term as breadcrumb upgrades, I guess you could say. I feel like this is kind of like what Apple was doing with, the iPhone and the iPod and the iPad and all of that, right? Where each iteration of the iPhone is only marginally better than the previous one, and then the next one is marginally better, and you know what I mean? Instead of just saying, okay, man, we released the PlayStation 4, it's not as powerful as maybe we wanted it to be, and that sucks, but we're just going to stick with it for about 4 or 5 years, and then we're going to release a substantially stronger console. But I feel like we say that every console generation and it never happens. I mean, yeah, the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360 were stronger than the PlayStation 2 and the original Xbox. And I think that was pretty obvious just from, when we got the new consoles. But I don't necessarily feel like the PlayStation 4 is substantially better than the PS3 in terms of power, right? I still feel like it's underpowered, and in 1 year when Project Scorpio comes out, maybe we'll be saying, hey man, finally somebody did that, but it remains to be seen what's going to happen with that thing. So with that being said, I'd like to know what your guys' opinions are. Are you guys excited for this? Are you guys going to be picking this thing up, or do you guys just not care? Oh, and before I forget, there were 2 things that came out of this conference that were relevant. Number 1, absolutely no mention of why PlayStation Online is $10 more. Despite the fact that PlayStation Online has been down twice in the past week, we're not going to say anything. You're just going to take that shit like Puff Daddy says. And that's the end of that discussion. Number 2, we finally got some Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay. Hell yeah. It looked kind of janky at times. It's at alpha, so that means hopefully in the next decade we'll get it. I'm just happy the game is not dead, and hopefully we'll be seeing more of that game coming out, in the future. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts down below. I hope you guys have a great day. And peace. Take that.